If anyone can confirm that this looks like poison ivy, let me know. It's very, very demure, very mindful, very cutesy. The brand that I want to talk about today is called Mango People Cosmetics. Not to be confused with Mango, the very popular fast fashion brand. This is Mango People Cosmetics. Hopefully a few more of you are aware of them now because they've actually come to Sephora. I have been a fan of this brand since before they launched at Sephora. I knew about them before they were popular. My entire reason for knowing about this brand at all was thanks to a YouTuber who I don't believe does YouTube anymore, but is still occasionally on Instagram. Her name is Emmy. I will link her relevant channel or channels below. She's one of those people that I feel like was always on the cusp of like beautiful, elegant, subtle, like French style kind of almost makeup. When she started talking about Mango People, instantly I was like, that looks beautiful. That looks really great. And so thanks to her, she was the impetus for me trying out the brand. The thing about this brand is that it is stick makeup, which I feel like for a lot of people is an immediate turnoff, which I completely understand because there are so many brands at this point who have sort of like gimmicked themselves out of existence, you know, whether it's nude sticks that I feel like went wholly into that. Same kind of thing for Melt, but with their stacks, Kaja, the bentos, which I'm not diminishing the sort of like coolness of those things, but it is a little hard when you limit yourself to sort of a format to keep innovating and keep doing really cool things. Out of any of the brands that I have seen do this kind of thing, and in this case, stick makeup, Mango People Cosmetics has done the best job. They are the only brand that I have found myself repurchasing from regularly because I have found them to continue to be at a top notch of quality, super beautiful and unique colors, and like a very satisfying experience in terms of what they offer. I have 3 of their lip and cheek multi-sticks, and then I have 1 of their bronzers. These 2 were actually very, very kindly gifted to me by the brand. They had seen that I was sort of sharing about them on social. I have no affiliation with the brand. I just really like them, hence why I'm doing this video. And they offered to send me 2 colors of my choice. So I ended up choosing Chai, which is in their bronzer, and Cherry, which is one of their lip and cheek multi-sticks that I'd been coveting for forever. I actually have another color that's on the way to me. I probably should have waited to do this video until it arrives, but I just couldn't wait and I had time today, so I thought I would do it. But I have ordered Tabla, which is sort of their, I think it's like their deepest, darkest brown. And as many of you know, I've kind of been in like a brown 90s lip mood. I think it's, of course, very popular right now, so that's probably why. But so I was really interested in trying their brown. The other 2 shades that I have are on the older side. I have Apricot and Jalebi. I'm going to show you all of these and I'm going to be applying them to my face today. I think last year they launched in Sephora. I have no idea how well they're doing, but I know that in that time they've had like at least 1 or 2 new product launches. They offer highlighters, which I've never tried. They have a full range of bronzers. They have the multi-sticks. So they have something called the Juicy Glow Prep and Hydrate Stick. It is in a green tube. And then they also very recently launched their Mango Butter Lip Balm, which I've heard nothing but good things about, and I am honestly so tempted by because I freaking love mango. Anything mango scented, mango flavor, I love mango. And the fact that they're finally coming out with a piece of makeup that's actually completely like their namesake product is very exciting to me. Of any brand to do a mango anything, this is the brand that I trust to do a really good job with it. So I am probably at some point going to be picking up the Mango Butter Lip Balm. I really want to get into why I think these are unique. So first of all, it was created by a woman. I don't want to mispronounce her name, so apologies. Sravia? Apologies if I butchered that, but Sravia founded the company in 2020, 4 years old, and in that time, they have done what I think is the most important thing. They have identified a niche. They have totally and completely dominated that niche, and they have very slowly started to build out their product line. This is created by someone who is of South Asian descent, so I think that they in particular went into the cosmetics market knowing what difficulty there can be in finding products that work for people of all different skin tones, and so they really focused on that being like the ethos behind how they created all of their colors. It feels as though there's just a lot of like heart and love behind the brand, and that comes across in everything. So not just the colors, but also the packaging. So yes, there are a lot of sticks on the market. None are as nice as this one. They are about the size of an average lipstick. I want you to see the bronzers are the exact same size. And I'm gonna do this a couple times throughout this video because it's extremely satisfying. They have a magnetic closure. You hear that? I could do that all day. I could do that all day. It's just so good. I love good design so much. I think everybody here knows that. By the way, I am working on the next installment of Makeup Design Roast and Toast for anyone who has been eagerly awaiting that. It is coming. It's probably going to be in the next like 2 videos that I do. I think that's going to be one of the next ones. But anyway, this is great design. I think that they came out with something that feels good to hold, feels luxury to me, very minimalist. They have a nice, clean, version of their logo. The newer versions have the colored stickers on them. Again, a really nice touch. And there's no flaws in this. This is a flawless example of like getting something down to exactly what it needs to be that is extremely satisfying to touch and interact with, that makes you want to use it. Even if I was less intrigued by the colors than I am, I still feel like I would be reaching for them because of how they feel. And so I cannot fault them for these at all. Everything about them, and I also love like the colors that they came out with in the other versions of the packaging, like the new bronzer color. So good. The magnetization is perfection. I could go on and on about it. I will stop, but I could go on and on about it. Okay, so let's get into the colors that I have. I'm gonna start with the lightest shade that I have, which is Apricot. I love this shade for eyeshadow, actually. And in fact, I think that's probably what I'm gonna do today. It is really, really lovely, very complimentary to orange lipstick. The next shade is Jalebi, and I feel like this shade is the perfect kind of bright russet orange. This is a shade that it doesn't matter when I wear it, if I wear it, people compliment me on it. I cannot wear this shade and not get compliments on it. In my brain, if I need something that is gonna like stand out and be really memorable on the lips, Jalebi is that girl. The next shade is Cherry, which is the most recent addition. And again, I had my eyes on this shade for so long. It is a beautiful burgundy red. It's a little bit lighter than a burgundy, but on the lips, especially if you layer it up, it can get quite dark, and it is stunning. It is rich, feels like full-bodied. It offers so much dimension, and I love that it feels so different from any other kind of red that I own. Absolutely beautiful, and I have been reaching for this so much. I actually wore it to a wedding the other weekend, and I got a lot of compliments on it. And the last thing that I'm going to show you is the bronzer that I have from them. Again, this was sent to me by the brand, but it was a color that I requested. This is their bronzer in the shade Chai. I feel like for me, it ended up being a little bit too taupey and a little bit too light as a bronzer for me. I tend to go a little bit more chocolatey brown and use it kind of like a contour bronzer. It is a lovely shade, and I found that while I don't always want to personally use it for myself as a bronzer, it's really pretty to mix with other colors and actually use as a blush. And it's also really beautiful on the eyes as like a nice taupey neutral shade. I do want to note that everything that they produce is vegan and cruelty-free. A lot of the ingredients that they use are really beautiful and very focused on the kind of skincare elements of them so that they look and feel very beautiful and natural on the skin. So let's do a little makeup together very quick. I think I'm gonna mix a little bit of Chai and Apricot on my eyes today. Try to show you a little bit how they work. So you could use a brush. So that's just a little bit of the Chai color. And now I'm gonna use Apricot, and I'm gonna put that on the inner half of my eye. Now these are mine, and I'm not sharing them with anybody else. So I just apply the stick directly to my face, but you could just as easily use a brush over the top. Natural kind of eye. Just gonna take a little bit of that chai color and put it under the eye as well. Just gonna kind of use the edge here. I'm gonna be pretty messy with it because I just want to get almost like a little bit of a shadow under my eye. Okay, so that's the eye, very simple. I'm going to add just like a little bit of a liner just to deepen my lash line and a little mascara, and then we'll come back and we'll do the rest of the shades. Okay, so all I did was put on a little bit of a dark brown shadow liner, and then I did the mascara, which is, I'm using right now Drift, which is kind of the brown color by Tower 28 in their Make Waves mascara, which I still personally really love. I still reach for all the time. I am gonna put a little bit of chai on the hollows of my cheeks just so you guys can see how it's reading as a bronzer on me. I'm not really using it that often as a bronzer per se, just because I find the tone is a little light and I like to go for something a little bit darker, but I'm sure it's helpful for context to see. So I just put a stripe of it here, and I'm using a dense brush just to kind of blend it out in the hollow of my cheek. Almost using it a little more in the places where I would contour than bronze, but I'll bring a little bit up with what's left on the brush up to my temple as well. Maybe hopefully they'll expand their bronzer shades. I feel like maybe 3 is a little limiting, but I'm sure everybody can make them work. The deepest shade looks beautiful, I will say. And I think if I were to use it extraordinarily sparingly, I could get it to work for me. But I honestly think chai is just a little light for me, and Dune would probably be the best choice for my own personal skin tone. Let's get into the fun stuff. I'm gonna do Jalebi on the cheeks. Just remember that Jalebi on the lips is stunning. So pretty. So pretty. And I'm gonna show you how it works where I pat it out with my fingers, because this definitely has a bit more stick to it, meaning it won't just blend away into nothing. And on the other side of my face, I'll show you how it blends out with the brush. So that's a little bit of Jalebi on the cheek. Again, really, really lovely. Okay, so that's Jalebi dotted on the face, and then I'm going to use this kind of fluffy brush here to blend it out so you can see. So you see how it doesn't just immediately blend away into nothing? Like if you were to use the Rhode Pocket blushes, this would already be very, very like diffused out. This takes more effort to blend out, but the benefit of it is the staying power. If I were to tell you a formula preference, I definitely prefer the formula of the Mango People. And the shades are equally beautiful, if not more beautiful. Okay, so that's Jalebi. This cheek, I used my fingers. This cheek, I used a brush. So let's do Cherry, our final shade. This again is the newest one to me, and I am deeply obsessed with this color. I love it so much. Okay, so I just did a bit of layering with that. I also used a lip brush to sort of diffuse out the edges a little bit. You could just as easily use your finger. In fact, I think I probably didn't need to use that brush at all. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of a dark brown liner to emphasize the lip line a little bit, and then we'll talk about the shade. Okay, so that is Cherry mixed with a little bit of Char from Unearthly Cosmetics, and I hope that you can see on camera why I am obsessed with this shade. Specifically, I think it is just such a beautiful, like I said, rich, full-bodied kind of red. I know that's how you would describe a glass of like Merlot, and I guess that is how I would describe this color. There's just something there with the tannins. I don't know, whatever it is. It feels really good. It looks really good. It's a stunning shade to wear kind of on its own. You don't need to wear it with anything else and have it be a standout bold lip, or I feel like you could really go light with it and it will give you that deep red stain. So you could, I mean, any of these you can layer up as little or as much as you want, and you will get different effects from it. So you can see I went really light on my eyes, and I got a very kind of like light wash of color. I went a little bit heavier on my cheeks just to give them a bit more, you know, pizzazz, because the rest of my face is kind of pale right now. And then I went pretty heavy on the lips so that was the most focal thing that you see. I love these sticks. There's a reason why I'm making a whole video about them. I really do highly endorse them, and while it is very kind that they offered to send me 2 shades gratis, I have no reason to promote the brand other than the fact that I love them, and I'd love to see more people enjoying and using them, and I think a lot of you would get something truly special out of these products. They just nailed it. Like, this to me is a perfect product. It feels good, it looks good, interacting with it is something that I enjoy, and their whole approach to beauty is one that I can align with. The ingredients that they use, the way they produce them, the way that they've slowly and very intentionally come out with everything that they promote. So I'm a big fan. I'm gonna continue being a big fan. I wanna thank Emmy for being the person that introduced me to them in the first place. And I hope that the brand continues to grow and expand slowly but well-intentioned as they've done so far, and I cannot wait to see what they do next. I'm very, very, very curious. And in the meantime, I'm gonna keep enjoying all the products that I have from them. If you do decide to check them out, let me know. I'd be very curious. And if you've already tried them, also let me know, because I'm curious what you think, if you feel the same way about them that I do. With that, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Please enjoy your day, whatever you are doing next, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.